my name is Shayna, and this is episode 2 of Catharsis Inc., where I delve into all things writing, literature, art, cinema, and anywhere my inner musings take me. And on this episode, I will be discussing the history of the 5-year journal and reading some of my entries to see how my life and the world have changed in those 5 years. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So let's first talk about the history. So the question a day format for journaling actually became a massive commercial trend around 2010, but its structural roots date back over a century. The specific concept of a multi-year journal with pre-printed daily prompts was actually popularized by Potter Gift, who released the Q&A a Day 5-year journal on November 23rd, 2010. And this is actually the version that I have, and I'll be reading from that today. And this book specifically combines the guided journal trend with the older 5-year diary layout. But going back even further, before the prompts were added to these journals, the 5-year diary was also known as a perpetual or line-a-day journal, and it was established in the early 1900s. So in 1908, the company Smithson created the first featherweight diary, making daily portable record keeping more practical. These journals also became popular during the World War era and were widely used by civilians and soldiers alike to keep brief chronological records. One such journal in special collections and archives is the Millicent Farrington Lowry Diary. Now, Millicent was a woman living in New York during World War II, and the diary documents Millicent's life on the home front from 1943 through 1947. The journal provides a contrasting look into what Millicent's life was like both during the war, which was 1943 to 1945, and then after the war, 1945 to 1947. I will leave the link regarding this fascinating journal down in the show notes, so definitely go check that out. So now that we've gone over the history of the 5-year diary, let's talk about how I actually managed to complete one. So I first started my journal on January 1st, 2019, and completed it on December 31st, 2023. And what helped me successfully complete the journal, I think, was largely due to the fact that I added it to the night routine that I already had. I placed the journal beside my nightstand, so every night when I got into bed, that was the first thing that I saw. I also made sure to fill it out as soon as I got into bed, because if I would get on my phone or start to read a book or turn on the TV, I would definitely forget to fill it out. And there were days that I did forget, and I believe there was even a whole entire week that I had forgotten. It was towards the end of the 5 years. I don't know what the heck happened, but I had forgot to fill it out for that whole entire week. And during the day, the times that I would forget, I would always go back and fill it back in just so I would have everything completed. And I also made sure to take it with me when I would travel or wouldn't be home for whatever reason. And funny enough, I even brought it to the hospital with me when I was hospitalized in March 2019. I had actually had pneumonia. Not saying that that's necessary, of course, but it did give me something to do, so I was appreciative about that. I also noticed that once I became accustomed to filling out the journal every day, I didn't want to miss a day, which actually ended up helping me remember. So my advice would be to leave it somewhere that you will see it every day, and to add it to a routine you already have in place, whether it be morning, afternoon, or evening, and this will help you remember as well. But now let's talk about the inside of the journal. So the daily questions involve things like personal moments in your life, current media consumption, world events, your favorites, and even what the weather is for that specific day. And I felt like there were a good variety of questions throughout the entire journal. And I only found about 2 or 3 that could be viewed as a repeat. They were just reworded differently. But for 365 questions, that's pretty good for only having about 2 or 3 repeats. And to prepare for this podcast episode, I actually read through all 5 years of my entries and chose several to share with you today that aren't too personal. So I'm really excited and you're in for a treat. So let's delve into 5 years of my life and see how I changed or stayed the same within that time frame. January 3rd. What are you reading right now? 2019. Petals on the Wind by V.C. Andrews. 2020. Johnny Panic in the Bible of Dreams by Sylvia Plath. 2021. The Victorian Christmas Brides Collection. 2022. Once Upon a Dickens Christmas by Michelle Gripe. 2023. The House of Fortune by Jessie Burton. January 25th. What makes you you? 2019. My eccentric personality and loud laugh. 2020. My empathetic nature, ambition, and creativity. 2021. My ability to go on despite my pain. 2022. Bobby said mental illness. 2023. My eccentric personality and happy-go-lucky attitude when I'm having a good mental health day. January 27th. Which art movement best describes you today? 2019. Dada. I'm not like the rest. I go against the standards of society. 2020. Art Nouveau. Natural, curvy. 2021. Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood. John Everett Millis. Ophelia to be exact. 2022. Dark Academia. 2023. Tonalism. February 5th. What are you obsessively listening to? 2019. Marilyn Manson. 2020. Issues Beautiful Oblivion album. 2021. Nordic lullabies and nature sounds on YouTube. 2022. Tyler Carter. 2023. Empty by Ray Lamontong and Gravedigger by Dave Matthews Band. February 10th. If this day was an animal, which animal would you be? 2019. A sloth. I am slow and sluggish due to being ill. 2020. Koala bear. I'm so exhausted from Comic-Con this weekend and working today. 2021. An upended turtle. I can barely move due to hip pain. 2022. A lethargic dog. Giving platelets last night did me in. 2023. I'm sick as a dog because our flight was so jerky. Ugh. February 13th. What's your favorite question to ask people? 2019. I like asking people about their past, how they grew up, what they went through, etc. 2020. What Hogwarts house are you in? 2021. What are your thoughts? 2022. What are you thinking? 2023. Have I positively impacted your life? If so, how? March 10th. What was the last movie you rented? 2019. Mary, Queen of Scots. 2020. Harriet. 2021. Earwig and the Witch. 2022. Flea. 2023. The Pickup Artist. March 23rd. Are you country or rock and roll, or hip-hop, emo, folk, punk, etc.? 2019. I'm a mixtape. Rock and roll, emo, punk, hip-hop, classical, and folk. 2020. Today specifically, I am gothic classical. 2021. Today, I'm a Lana Del Rey record. 2022. Lately, I am country and folk. 2023. Lately, I am folk. March 28th. What do you want to remember about today? 2019. Pawpaw's excitement when he received a garage door opener for his birthday. 2020. Finishing Eleanor and Park and how it made me feel. 2021. Finding the quail egg and bringing it home to try and save. 2022. Pawpaw's 77th birthday dinner at Uncle Mike's and Pawpaw's laughter. 2023. I've been working hard even if my efforts aren't appreciated. March 29th. Write down a few lines from a song or poem that you identify with today. 2019. I wanted to be where nobody I knew could ever come. Sylvia Plath, The Bell Jar. 2020. The hardest thing is to live richly in the present without letting it be tainted out of fear for the future or regret for the past. Sylvia Plath. 2021. If I can stop one heart from breaking, I shall not live in vain. Emily Dickinson. 2022. The beautiful spring came, and when nature resumes her loveliness, the human soul is apt to revive also. Harriet Ann Jacobs. 2023. There are fathers who do not love their children. There is no grandfather who does not adore his grandson. Victor Hugo. April 8th. What is your secret passion? 2019. Visualizing buildings and their past splendor. 2020. Napping in the sunshine. 2021. Listening to the rainfall. 2022. Watching people cook or bake on TV. 2023. Frolicking in fields of dandelions. April 11th. What sound effect are you most like today? 2019. A faucet drip. 2020. A buzz. 2021. A ticking clock. 2022. A bird singing. 2023. A low hum. June 20th. Write the first sentence of your autobiography. 2019. Thy soul shall find itself alone, mid dark thoughts of the gray tombstone. Edgar Allan Poe. 2020. Still going with the one above. 2021. Even in mist fierce flames, the golden lotus can be planted. Yu Chang'an. 2022. I'll always love this quote, and it's optimistic, which I now strive to be. 2023. I cannot make you understand. I cannot make anyone understand what is happening inside me. I cannot even explain it to myself. Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. June 28th. If your mood were a weather forecast, you'd be 2019. A heat storm. 2020. Tropical storm. 2021. A hot summer day. 2022. A sunny afternoon. 2023. A hot, suffocating summer day. September 23rd. Write down a quote for today. 2019. Tired, tired with nothing, tired with everything, tired with the world's weight he had never chosen to bear. F. Scott Fitzgerald. 2020. If you are going through hell, keep going. Winston Churchill. 2021. Feel what you need to feel, and then let it go. Do not let it consume you. Diamond. 2022. Some accidental addiction to the bitter cup of sorrow should woolly unbalance the tottering mind. 2023. It's the first day of autumn, a time of hot chocolatey mornings and toasty marshmallow evenings, and best of all, leaping into leaves. Winnie the Pooh. October 22nd. Write a haiku about your day. 2019. Imperative task and time is of the essence. Industrious life. 2020. Tedious affair of mundane office duties and Lego building. 2021. Allergies Dieter. Today's task due to bed rest. My schedule is doomed. 2022. Burdened with regret. Packing boxes like baggage. It's doomed from the start. 2023. Magical questions asked of Starlight the Wild Witch on my YouTube Live. November 13th. What song could be your self-portrait? 2019. Trapped. only one in color. 2020, Ben Harper, She's Only Happy in the Sun. 2021, My Future, Billie Eilish. 2022, Dead to Me, Melanie Martinez. 2023, same as 2020. December 1st, what would you like your epitaph to read? 2019, a dull and aching void was left where careless hands had reached out to destroy my silver web of happiness. My hands then stopped in wonderment, for loving me, they wept to see the tattered ruins of my firmament. Sylvia Plath. 2020, she was not the still quiet type. Aphrodites never are. Lenora Henson. 2021, and into the forest I go, to lose my mind and find my soul. John Muir. 2022, she tried. 2023, it is guaranteed to thumb shut your eyes at the end and dissolve of sorrow. Sylvia Plath. December 31st, what is your most cherished memory of this year? 2019, running the Wilted Quill and starting my Avon business back up again. 2020, finding my nature-based practice and moving out of Pennsylvania. 2021, going to New Orleans over Halloween. 2022, graduating with my bachelor's in creative writing. 2023, getting monetized on YouTube, finally. Hopefully that wasn't too boring for you all, but I personally think it's neat to be able to look back on my answers and see where I was as a person and what was going on in the world. But that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for February's episode because I will be reviewing a brand new book on the market called Half His Age by Jennette McCarty. I read her memoir, I'm Glad My Mom Is Dead, and I absolutely loved it. So I have really high hopes for her first fictional novel as well. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll be back next month.